Okay, hello guys. So just now I explained already the circles for all the 5 circles, and then I double revisions for chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now I'm going to explain to you how to record. Okay? So recording will be the second process. Sorry, dah tak ada marker pen. MCO kedai tu. Okay. So recording. So under recording, what I'm going to explain to you, number 1 is effects of transaction. Okay, so under effects of transactions, we have two possibility: increase or decrease. Dua je, sama ada that items increase, we have a plus symbol, then we have decrease, we have subtraction symbol ataupun minus. Okay, or deductions. Number 2, under recording, we have principles of double entries. So here we have two side, debit side and credit side. Okay, and under recording part, I will explain as well how to transfer this debit credit to ledgers or the account. This is the bentuk dia lah, the account yang tadi saya tunjuk. Okay, so basically the account, I told you already, the left side is debit and the right side is credit. Basically, two side only, debit, credit, debit, credit. Okay, so this is very favorite question for final exam, especially number 1 and number 2. Number 3 ni, especially for your assignment lah, you need to prepare ledgers for your simulation. But number 2, number 1, if you look at final exam questions, it will carry about 20 to 5 marks. Very significant. Okay, so now I will explain to you brain power. Okay, before we go to the brain power, we have number 4, trial balance. While we have the trial balance, kita nak try to look at whether our accounts is balanced or not. This is the format. We have name of the business. Okay. We will get the items from ledgers. We transfer to the trial balance. So the first column yang ini untuk item yang debit, yang this one credit. Okay, so kalau you dapat the same figures, let's say debit 30,000, credit you total up also 30,000, means what you have prepared for number 3, number 2 and number 1 betul. Because this process dia bersambung. There's a continuation. If you done number 1, you kena prepare number 2. If you done number 2, you kena prepare number 3. If you done for number 3, to test whether what you have prepared for 3, 2 and 1 correct ke tak, you kena prepare 4, trial balance. Okay, let me clear this whiteboard. Okay, so the first brain power yang you ada. Okay, look at the first one. Asset, liabilities. Nampak tu? Okay, ada rantai debt ni. Is a commitment. And on the security, normally owner ni they love for profit. Okay. So, if you look at this brain power, why we call it brain power? Because brain power will make your brain become powerful. Okay, student normally they have a problem to illustrate because you all student, you all tak tahu how the business to operate. Okay, so how the business operate macam ni lah. Your business. So, assume, saya dah bagi tahu you hari tu, assume yourself a business. Do not assume yourself as individual. Why? I give you simple example. Anggap diri you adalah a business. So, when I mention you means a business. Not individual. Bukan diri you yang sekarang. Diri you adalah seorang individu. You can assume diri you a business. Why? Because kalau kita tengok, in accounting, we have salary. Salary, kalau you tengok dalam this 5 circle, ni, this one, dia akan berada dekat expenses. Okay, cuba tengok mana. Mana salaries? This one. See? Salary and wages expenses is under expenses wheel. From business perspective, salary is under expenses. This is classification. If you classify salary as revenue, this is common things happen to the student. They always classify salary as revenue. Totally wrong because dia selalu anggap diri dia individual. If you are an individual, of course, salary is revenue because you are not a business. But when you prepare accounts, you must assume yourself as a business because you are preparing account for business, not individual. Okay, so who are you? Together we mention now a business. Who are you? A business. Jangan gelak. I tahu you tengok video ni gelak. Okay. So now, your business mean you lah. So, business for asset, we go by items. We go by category. So, we have 5 categories. Remember, accounting, for classification, we have 5 classification. Asset, remember, asset, liabilities, honest equity, revenue, and expenses. Okay, so we go one by one. We go to asset. So, asset, this is scenario for asset. Okay, this is normal scenario and transaction for asset. Your business means you can purchase asset. Okay, your business boleh beli asset. Beli asset. What kind of asset? You tengok sini, this one. Computer, car, delivery van, land, building, furniture, etc. So, etc. ni apa? You refer back to your asset wheel. Ada banyak nampak? See? So that's why you kena strengthen. You need to strengthen your knowledge for this asset wheel. So when I mention fax machine, you know already asset. When I mention about car, in your mind, you know already asset. When I mention about office equipment, but you mention as liability, that's totally wrong. Because office equipment is under asset. Okay, so business can purchase asset using apa? Business boleh beli asset, dia boleh guna cash dia. So, if you look at this brain power, dia dah bagi tahu computer category asset. Car category asset. So, if the business purchase asset using cash, business bayar cash terus. Okay? So, you go to mana-mana kedai, business you nak beli new delivery van, you bayar cash terus. The delivery van is 40,000 for example. Then you pay for 40,000 cash. You bagi terus cash in hand from your pocket. Then we call it in accounting, the terms is cash or cash in hand. So first effect, this one. Tadi I dah tunjukkan, effects of transaction. Second effects, cash or nama dia lain, cash in hand. So you need to be consistent. Okay, if you decide to use cash, so the rest of the transaction mesti guna cash. Kalau ada lepas ni another transaction using cash, so use cash. If you use the term cash in hand, so cash in hand. Term mesti all cash in hand and category still under asset. Business also can purchase asset using cash at bank or bank. Maybe the business pay using debit card or maybe the business pay using check. Okay? So in accounting, we never call it debit card or check. The term is bank or cash at bank and it must be consistent. And bank or cash at bank also under asset. Kalau you tak percaya saya, you pergi dekat asset wheel now. This one. You cari, betul ke? Is it correct? Bank or cash at bank under asset. Can you see? Cash at bank or bank, cash in hand, cash, asset. Okay? Asset. So, business also can purchase asset without any payment. Business decide no cash in hand, no cash at bank, no payment. So, take first, pay later. Take the asset first, bring back to your organization, your business, and you pay later. Use the asset first, generate income from the asset, and then pay later. So, means no payment. Okay? So, when no payment means you are going to have liabilities. Means you berhutang lah dulu dengan creditor. Who is creditor? Creditor is a person who allow you to take first, pay later. Who are you? Business. Who are you? Business. Creditor is a person who allow you to take first, pay later. So you kena record second effect dia, creditor, liabilities. Okay. So kita pergi asset dulu. I show it to you macam mana this thing help you a lot untuk buat effect number 1 tadi. Number 2, principle double entry. And number 3, T accounts. Okay. Okay guys. So the first transaction. Okay, this is transaction. So when I mention about transaction, transaction will be in sentence form. Actually, transaction comes from sources or document. So maybe invoice, any documents, maybe receipt. So normally accountant record the transaction from documents. Sources of document will be the letter topics, not this one. So this one we use transaction. Even during your final exam, we task you, we give you question using transaction. This is transaction. Purchase computer using cash for 5,000. So from this transaction, you need to, number 1, identify effects, increase or decrease. Number 2, you need to identify debit, credit. And number 3, you need to know how to prepare T accounts from this transaction. And number 4, just now, okay, to ensure that you punya accounts to balance or not, we prepare trial balance. Okay. So this is transaction. So normally student will have a problem to identify the items. That's why we have the wheels here. This one. Okay. Student sometimes dia ikut je dia punya ni. Or purchase items dia. Or using become the items. No. I told you already. In accounting, we have specific name. Using. Cuba you cari dekat wheels ni. Ni. Wheels ni. Asset, liabilities, owner's equity, revenue or expenses. Dekat semua 5 wheels. So, ada tak item nama using? Takkan ada. So, you cannot simply label using as the item. So, dekat sini, kita kena extract out. Extract out item from this transaction. So, apa item tu? So, you boleh guna brain power. Transaction ni is situation, scenario. Okay. So, kat sini, you need to check. Kalau tengok purchase computer using cash for RM5,000. Okay. So, if you are not sure, you can check from here. Apa nama item tu? Kalau you dah expert tengok this item, every day you spend your time during this MCO, you hafal. Okay? So, shop lot asset, freehold premises asset, fax machine asset, telephone asset. Every day you spend your time to check expenses, advertisement expenses, carriage outward expenses, road tax expenses, repairs maintenance expenses. Kalau you berjaya to look at this and then also the items and also the category ni, means you hebat. You tak ada problem to check here. Sebab you akan nampak the first item here is computer. And the second item here is cash. If you're not sure, you can always look at your brain power because you have 4 brain powers. This is the first brain power and we have another 3. Okay? Brain power for revenue, brain power for expenses, brain power for decreasing commitments and liabilities. Okay. Bila you dapat these transactions, you can identify 2 items. Every transaction must have 2 items. Why? Because the first item or the second item akan represent debit or credit. Sebab debit ada credit 2. So, that's why we have 2 items. Every transaction, remember, we have 2 items. Okay, so normally I will ask my student to prepare 3 columns. The first column represent for the items punya nama lah. The second column is category. And the third column is effects. Okay, effects of transaction. So, effects of transaction here, dia ada 2 je. Increase or decrease. Okay. So, if you are not sure, bila you dah spend your time to check all these wheels, not only asset, we have another 4 wheels, other 5 wheels, represent 5 categories. And then you pun boleh check juga from here. Purchase computer using cash for 5,000. Okay, you dah expert with this 5 wheels ni tadi. You dah tahu dah, computer will be the first item. So, you put here computer. Computer, apa kategori dia? We have 5 categories. Asset, liabilities, owner's equity, revenue, expenses. Apa kategori? What is the category for computer? This is the classification part yang I explained just now. So, kalau you dah expert macam I cakap tadi, you dah spend your time, you dah terror dah computer, definitely you cari kat asset ni memang ada computer lah. You cari. Mana computer? Where is the computer? This one. Computer is under asset. So, the category for computer is asset. Okay. So, effects of transaction. When business purchase computer, computer is under asset. So before this, maybe business tak ada computer or business have one computer. Now, business have another computer. So, what is the effects? Is it effects for asset increase or decrease? Adakah you beli computer, computer you bertambah, asset you bertambah ke berkurang? Definitely, you have a new computer and computer under asset, so your asset will increase. Yours means business. So your business asset will increase. So if you are not satisfied, you can check from here. Can you see? When your business purchase asset using cash in hand, this is the situation lah. Purchase computer using cash for 5,000. First effect dia is car, delivery van ke, computer ke. So this case, computer. So computer, category, asset. Nampak simbol ni? Increase. Dalam final jangan letak simbol. You need to put words increase. Okay, second item. What is the second item? Cash. So you put here cash. How you know cash ni adalah item? That's why I told you many times. Check the wheel. Try to spend your time during this MCO. Tengok wheel tu dan tahu dia punya kategori. Bila tengok item, tengok wheel, you know the category already. Okay? Cash, if you check from the wheel, wheel yang ada cash adalah wheel asset. Wheel lain tak ada cash. Betul. This one nampak. Cash in hand or cash. Can you see? Category asset. It cannot be another category. So you put here as well. Category is asset. Okay. So when your business purchase computer using cash for 5,000, yes, computer under asset. Asset you bertambah lah. Computer dah bertambah. Cash you bayar ke orang. Business asset. So is it your business asset will increase? Adakah orang you bayar guna cash, cash you bertambah in your wallet? You have additional cash in your pocket. You have additional cash in your bank when you pay. Definitely. Tak logik kalau you beli barang, anything. You beli komputer dekat kedai Makcik Kiah. Okay, so it's not logic if cash you bertambah. Definitely. Cash under asset, asset berkurang. Decrease. So, during the final, if you manage to find this effect, dua ni je. Normally, they give you 10 to 15 marks. Not only for this question lah. Normally, they give you 10 transaction to represent 10 to 15 marks. Okay, maybe one question 2 marks or one transaction for 1 marks. Okay. This is effects. If you still remember, just now number 1, effects of transaction. Number 2, principle double entry. Okay. Principle double entry means you need to know debit, credit. Okay. So, normally debit ni ke kiri sikit, ke credit ni ke kanan sikit. To represent yang cakap tadi, debit ni belah kiri, credit ni kanan. Dia tak boleh straight. Ya? Dia tak boleh sama. So, macam mana nak tahu this one yang mana? Is it computer debit or cash debit? Is it computer credit or cash credit? So, how to know that? Don't worry. You have this circle. Okay? This circle will help you. Okay, how? Computer. We solve it one by one. Jangan gelojo, jangan gopoh. You tengok one by one. You go number 1 first. Computer is under asset. Asset now increase. So, you pergi kat sini. Computer is under asset. Asset increase. Record belah mana? Debit. Okay. Again. Computer is under asset, asset increase. So you go to asset, asset increase. Kalau asset increase, we record under debit. So if asset increase, we record under debit. So you go to debit side, you record debit, the name of the item. Jangan record debit asset. Okay, we debit dia punya items name because the asset name here is computer. So we put here computer, and then you put the figures, how much depends on your questions. 5,000, so you put here 5,000. Dah solve number 1. You go to number 2. Number 2 is cash. Cash also under asset, but this asset decrease. So you go back to your circle. Asset decrease, we record under credit. So you can see decrease symbol here is this one. Increase symbol is this one. So asset decrease, we record under credit. Okay. So means for the second item, cash under asset, asset decrease. You look at back your circle. Asset decrease, we record under credit. So this circle will help you to know about debit and credit position. Okay, if the asset increase, debit. If the asset decrease, credit. So credit here, cash. So do not credit asset because asset here ada nama dia. Nama dia adalah cash. So we need to specify it. So principle double entry, we need to specify it. Okay, how to specify it? The items. Okay, kategori dia tak perlu diletak kat sini. No need to put it here. So figure also 5,000. So whatever the figure for debit must equal to credit. Okay. So can you see here? If you make a mistake from the first process, which is classification, you dah classify computer. Maybe you put here liabilities. Definitely you are going to carry forward. You are going to carry the same mistake for the second task, which is to prepare the double entries. Okay, now I will go straight forward to explain to you about ledgers. Okay, number 3 just now is ledgers. Ledgers means T account. So how to prepare T accounts from this debit and credit? Okay, how many accounts, how many T accounts we should have depending on how many items that you have, computer and cash. So we have 2 T accounts here. So you must name your account first. Computer. A, C means account, so you can also write in full name, ACCUNT. And I told you already many times, the left side, debit, the right side is credit. Okay, so the second account is cash. So untuk beginner, you buatlah macam ni untuk belajar credit. Okay. So how to transfer? This is another problem for student. Bila dia debit credit sini dia dah confused. How to transfer? Ya, you tak boleh debit computer terus tak debit computer. No. Okay. Bila accounts, we have different side. So to solve the problem, we have handy. Handy here we have 2. Debit handy and we have credit handy. Okay, so you ambil the first one dulu. Biasanya the first one is blue color, debit. Kita ambil debit dulu baru credit. Ikut ni, debit, credit. So debit dulu baru credit. So we take the debit first. Okay, how to use this handy? Computer is under debit. Okay, computer is under debit. So you go to computer account, you go to debit side. You take debit handy, you put under debit side. So everything, semuanya debit. Remember, again, computer is under debit. You pergi computer account, you pergi debit side, you ambil debit handy. You letak dekat debit. Okay, debit side tu. You baca this one. I am a debit handy, so my credit spread is... you kena selalulah baca, jangan malu-malu. I am a debit handy, so my credit spread is... siapa nama kawan kredit dia? Kredit kawan ni nama dia? Cash. So, dot ni, untuk you tulis sini, cash. Berapa? 5,000. Again, computer is under debit. So, you pergi computer account, pergi belah debit, ambil debit handy, yang biru ni, you letak dekat debit side. Semua debit. You baca, I am a debit handy, so my credit spread. So, kawan debit ni, yang kredit ni, siapa nama dia? Cash. So, dot ni, you letak cash. Berapa nilai? 5,000. Okay, similar with cash. Cash is under credit. Okay, cash under credit. So, you go to cash account, you pergi belah credit. That's why saya suruh letak this one, debit dulu, credit dulu. Cash is under credit. Cash di bawah credit. You pergi cash account, you pergi belah credit. You ambil yang merah ni, credit handy, you letak belah credit. Semuanya credit. Cash credit, pergi cash account pun belah credit. You ambil credit handy yang merah ni, you letak kat credit juga. Okay, you baca. I am a credit handy, so my debit spread. Ulang few times. I am a credit handy, so my debit spread is... siapa kawan debit cash? Computer. So, dot tadi tu you letak here. Computer. How much? Follow this one. Cash 5,000. So, 5,000. Then settle your recording for T account. Okay? So, let's say transaction ni dia bagi you date 3rd January. Okay? So, you pergi dekat account you, before you buat cash ni, you tulis ni 3rd January. This one sama jugalah. 3rd January. Okay? So, this is the first example from transaction effects, principle of double entry. Dalam final another 10 to 15 marks. And then T account or ledgers. So normally when I explain to students, I bagi dia this one, transaction. Okay. Effects terus buat. Double entries terus we do it straightforward. Okay. And quickly we go to the ledgers. So, we transfer from principal double entry, we transfer to T accounts or ledgers. Computer account, cash account, for example. Okay, some student they ask me, let's say the second transaction, ini baru first to number 1, the second transaction, also using cash. Okay, so, is it we need to open another cash account? No need, tak perlu. If the cash account dah wujud, exists already, you don't have to prepare second cash account. If ada transaction lagi guna komputer lepas ni, second or third, let's say 10 January, the business buy another computer lagi. So, is it we need to open computer account lagi? No need. Bila you dah ada account tu, you just guna account yang sama. So, we have another list of the items here. Okay, that's why I told you just now, bila you guna cash especially, it must be standardized. Kalau you guna sini cash in hand, nanti you ingat cash in hand and cash are two different things. Actually, cash in hand and cash sama, similar, same. So that's why you need to be standardized. If ada transaction after this using cash, so gunakan cash. And your account also will be standardized. This one pun will be standardized. Okay, so after this, the next video, I will explain to you scenario by scenario from the brain power, because under asset, this one, purchase asset using cash in hand or cash, done already this one. So kita ada yang cash at bank, and then kita ada third. And kita akan pergi the second untuk liabilities, and then we go to the third untuk honest equity. So after this, my next video will be touch on revenue. Okay. And then we have expenses. You all beruntung because you all ada effect semuanya. This one semuanya dah ada jawapan kat sini. Okay, yang ni pun sebenarnya tak susah pun nak guna this circle. Okay, this circle actually. Dan bila you dah betul this one and this one, you shouldn't have a problem for ledgers or T account by using this handy lah. Mana satu lagi? Okay, this one. Debit handy and credit handy. Okay.